the best watches with a 39mm case. For the better part of this century, there has been an ongoing trend towards larger case sizes in the watch business. Big men's watches are nothing new. Tool watches like diving watches and pilots' clocks in 40mm plus sizes have been around for more than half a century, but lately they've become widespread when they used to be anomalies. 40 to 42mm is now considered normal for a men's watch, with larger sizes also becoming commonplace. Before the late 90s, 36 to 38mm was the norm, or smaller if we were talking dress watches. So where does one go nowadays to buy tiny timepieces for men? Right here, of course. Number 1. Baltic Aquascape. Baltic is a French micro brand that's only been around for a handful of years, but they have swiftly acquired a significant following and a great reputation, and they largely have this watch to thank for it. A vintage-style dive watch with an original design. The Aquascape boasts a part of sandwich dial, a huge domed sapphire crystal, and always good to see sapphire bezel insert for a retro driver with a little modern flair. Number 2. Seiko Prospex Alpinist. Japanese timepiece powerhouse Seiko has more than a few icons in its inventory, and one of the most renowned is the Alpinist. The brand's original field mountaineering watch is a fan favorite because of its attractive conventional looks and robust feature set that includes a sapphire crystal, 200 meters water resistance, and an inner spinning compass bezel. The current version is a member of Seiko's upscale Prospex range and boasts an improved in-house automatic movement. Number 3. Longines Heritage Military Marine Nationale. Longines is one of the most accomplished Swiss watchmakers with a back catalog stretching over 200 years. Recently, they've been going through their enormous records to reissue some iconic watches from the past to stunning effect, and we have a wonderful example of that here. The Heritage Military Marine Nationale lovingly and accurately evokes the brand's mid-century military timepieces previously utilized by French Navy personnel. C'est magnifique. Number 4. Grand Seiko GMT SB-GM 221. As the high-end luxury spin-off of Seiko, there are a few hallmarks that Grand Seiko is recognized for, such as their minute attention to detail, their unequaled finishing prowess, and their mastery of the GMT complication. All three come together in this cult favorite watch, a dressy automatic GMT with the brand's distinctive razor-sharp hands and indices and plenty of GS's trademark Zaratsu polishing to go along with its beautiful ivory dial and dramatic blue steel GMT hand. Number 5. Ferrero Rocher World Timer. Here's something you don't see every day, in more ways than one. World timepieces under $2,000 are rare. World timers under 40mm are rarer. Ferrero brings their distinctive sense of color and whimsy to one of the most classic and stuffiest of complexities to create one-of-a-kind modern watch that offers wearers a well-lit look of 24 time zones around the globe. Number 6. Tag Heuer Carrera Special Edition. Much of Tag Heuer's portfolio skews modern, with many large cases and even a few smart watches. But the Carrera line receives some retro love that takes us back to the pre-1980s days of tagless Heuer, when the brand was known for manufacturing superb motorsports chronographs. This version of the Carrera merges both sides of the brand, with a vintage design getting a very of the moment makeover owing to a fashionable teal green dial, and the mashup works. Number 7. Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe. Speaking of firsts, Blancpain has the distinction of creating the professional dive watch, with their 50 Fathoms barely beating the Rolex Submariner and Zodiac Sea Wolf maybe to market in 1953. The current 50 Fathoms are pretty large watches for the most part, but the original Bathyscaphe variation maintains things vintage inspired with its 38mm case size. That makes sense, given that Bathyscaphe first made its debut in 1956 with the idea of being a smaller, unisex diver. Number 8. Rado Captain Cook. Before just a handful of years ago, Rado was renowned mainly for its square-cased ceramic dress watches. They were popular enough but didn't set hearts racing among the enthusiast community. Then came Captain Cook, and everything changed. Rado is currently one of the hottest brands in the world thanks to its reissue of the brand's obscure 1960s diver, as watch enthusiasts appreciate its 37mm size, concave ceramic bezel, and entertaining spinning anchor feature. Number 9. Zenith Chronomaster Original. Zenith's El Primero movement is one of the most legendary in watchmaking, as it was possibly the first automated chronograph ever invented. The El Primero still shows up in plenty of Zenith watches today, but if you want to experience the caliber in its purest form, this is the watch for you. A genuine reissue of the Zenith A386 from 1969, one of the first El Primero chronographs. This watch primarily and happily preserves the original's 38mm case size and even the OG case's finishing style. Number 10. Patek Philippe Calatrava Small Seconds. Saying the words Patek Philippe Calatrava among certain watch community members can be exceedingly dangerous, as it's known to trigger symptoms of dizziness and collapsing knees. We're exaggerating kind of, but the influence and status of this watch cannot be emphasized. The hallmark dress watch from the most acclaimed watchmakers, the Calatrava is an icon that has been an object of desire for decades. In our modest opinion, it is best expressed in this reference, which couples its extra thin solid yellow case gold with a basic small seconds complication. Number 11. Marathon Arctic Mar. The concept that a watch must be the size of a hockey puck to be rough and manly is nonsense. But if you need more convincing, we present the fearsome MSAR. With a designation for medium search and rescue, this 36mm diving watch illustrates that size doesn't matter in tactical watches. Built to military criteria in compliance with the US government and worn by a troop overseas, this is as robust as timepieces come at any size. Number 12. Halios Universa. It's impossible not to think of Halios as the Rolex of micro brands. Watches from small-time enterprises out of Canada are known for their outstanding quality and exclusivity. Although Halios' watches can be challenging to get a hold of, they're worth the effort, especially in the Universe case. A magnificent hand-wound 3-hander, the Universa boasts a highly unusual title design that's rounded off with an astonishing bracelet and push-button micro-adjust clasp. Number 13. Nevada Grenchen Chronomaster Aviator Sea Diver. One popular section of the watch industry is once forgotten brands that have just been resurrected. Some revivals aren't worth your time, but one is Nevada Grenchen. Renowned for its wacky 60s dive aviation chronograph, the Chronomaster, the brand and watch were recently brought back to critical praise, as the new watch is a dead ringer for the original. The unusual chrono puts in a dive bezel, a 12-hour bezel, a yachting regatta timer, and a tachymeter for good measure. Number 14. Omega Seamaster Aquaterra. The mid-sized version of the Omega's Aquaterra might be the best everyday watch manufactured by anyone ever. What makes it so perfect? For one, there's the styling. It's generally beautiful and rests perfectly between a sports watch and a dress watch, making it suited for all occasions. Then there's the capability. It's water resistant to 150 meters. Its magnetic resistance is a ridiculous 15,000 gauss. 60 gauss resistance is regarded as good, and it's more accurate than a COSE chronometer. Throw in a 38mm case and there's simply no beating. Number 15. Christopher Ward C60 Trident Pro 600. Christopher Ward may have been the original microbrand as the first company to sell timepieces only online back in 2005. But they are now a full-fledged brand with Swiss manufacturing and TV ads. But they still deliver a heck of value, as evidenced in their flagship diver. With 600-meter water resistance and a gorgeous light catcher case, it's hard to top this for under $1,000. Number 16. Laurier Falcon. New York-based microbrand, Laurier may not have a significant back catalog from which to draw inspiration. Give them a break. The brand's only been alive for 3 years. But they're more dedicated to preserving the mid-century designs and sizes than virtually any modern manufacturer, big or micro. The Falcon is their take on a go-anywhere, do-anything watch. Gobs of super, Luminoa classic styling, fully articulating band, and 100-meter water resistance all combines to emphasize that moniker. Number 17. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin. The Audemars Piguet Royal Oak is one of the most renowned timepieces ever manufactured, but rarely is it called a modest watch. But the Royal Oak's notoriety now it's owing to its popularity with action stars and athletes who often select the huge Royal Oak offshore and other larger cased versions. But the ironically titled Jumbo Royal Oak is truly the one to get since its conservative case size and design hue more closely to Gerald Genta's original 1972 design. Number 18. Monta Atlas. With many new watch brands claim they're shaking up the Swiss watch industry in some manner, shape, or form, but no brand that genuinely says such things is doing anything. Monta makes no such promises, but they genuinely are shaking up the business with manufacturing legitimate Swiss-made luxury timepieces for a fraction of what they would cost at the big names. Take the Atlas for example. It's a traditionally designed sports watch with immaculate artistry and the bonus of a GMT complexity for under $2,000. Consider the industry rocked. Number 19. Yema Superman Heritage. Yema is a French watchmaker with a ton of history behind them, and after a few lackluster decades, the company has just come roaring back to life with heaps of amazing new watches and even some in-house movements. But their bread and butter remains this, the modern day version of their 60s Superman diver. The brand's flagship is a rare opportunity to purchase a true dive watch icon from the glory days of wristwatches at an inexpensive price. Number 20. Autodromo Group B. This is Autodromo's most popular watch, as proven by the fact that they keep bringing it back for more runs, while the rest of their other models have all been one and done. And it's hard not to appreciate the Group B. With an 80s looking design inspired by the daring Group B racers of the same decade, the integrated bracelet style watch boasts a high contrast dial that replicates the look of the period's racing tachymeters in a unique bimetal case. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video.